Hello my beautiful darlings, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Andres, and if you're hooked on books and stitches, you've come to the right place. So a couple months ago, I did a cute little video of reading 1-star reviews of my 5-star reads, and that was like low-key a little traumatizing, and I'm ready to traumatize myself again. So my first 5-star read of the year was Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Pelt. Now, let's go into here and read some 1-star reviews. The average rating for the book is a 4.36 with, 1.2 million ratings and 148,000 reviews. There's 5,323 1-star rating and reviews. Alright, the first one says, y'all, this book is not it. DNF have 52 or 53%, and they're rating it a 1-star even though they DNF'd it. Before I even read the rest, I just have to say, like, I don't like giving star ratings if I DNF the book. I will just mark it as read, no star rating, and I'll put DNF at the percentage that I left it at, and my cute little quick thoughts on why I DNF'd it, that's it. But to go out of your way to actually put a 1-star review is crazy because you didn't even finish the book. Come on. I told myself I would always finish a book, that way I could give it a fair review. That was until I read this book. I just couldn't do it. It was too boring. I find myself reading not because I cared about the story, but because I wanted to get it over with already. I'm so glad I didn't finish it because the ending was exactly what I predicted it would be, which is incredibly boring and obvious. I understand that the little, I guess, plot twist in a sense of the book was kind of predictable, but it was so heartfelt and like so tugs at your heartstrings like situation, like, how dare you? How dare you? I'm sorry, Shelby, I bet you're a great lady, but it seems like this entire book lacked plot because most of the book was just filler scenes that are irrelevant to the story itself. There are so many chapters that can be cut out of this book because it simply has nothing to do with the plot. Like, if you enjoy reading about characters going to eat a sandwich or going to buy pens or feeding a cat a casserole, then this is the book for you. I did not connect with any of the characters. I found Cameron to be a creepy 30-year-old who acts like a 16-year-old. Tova had no personality. Everything was just super bland. I'm dead. I low-key kind of agree with the comment about Cameron being a creepy 30-year-old who acts like a 16-year-old. I wouldn't say he was creepy, but he definitely acted like a 16-year-old when he was 30. And Tova having no personality is false. Next, this one says, my goodness, this was a tedious, predictable chore to get through. I stopped reading at one point to check if I had gotten maybe a different book with a similar title. What? Surely this isn't the 5-star book I waited 114 weeks for at my library. Oh girl, if you waited that long and you didn't like it, I'm so sorry. I mean, this book was bad. I literally rolled my eyes more than once while reading it. None of the characters were likable. Cameron is a train wreck, not one redeemable characteristic about him. The rest of the crew, yes, even Marcellus, are completely one-dimensional. Marcellus himself seemed like a hack concoction of every cliché smart guy in British pop culture. Photographic memory, inexplicable knowledge, no sense of humor. Okay, I can't read the rest of the review because it is spoiler central up in here. I'm so sorry that you waited that long for the book and you didn't end up liking it. But next, okay, let's do one more. This one says, absolutely painful. Sometimes I wonder if certain authors have ever had a conversation with a person when the dialogue is this bad. The main character is my parents' age and checking herself into a home while the 70-year-olds I know are in the prime of their life. Too cringy for me because of all these happy occurrences has ended up taking too much away from the story about the octopus, which I actually liked. If you're not a fan of beach reads, steer clear. At least she liked Marcellus, because Marcellus was definitely my favorite character from the whole book. But wow. I mean, you know, I always say reading really is subjective. Everyone has their own opinions, but you know, you could have a wrong opinion at times. Okay, so let's move on to the next 5-star read of mine, which was A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. So this one has a rating of 4.32, 57,000 ratings, and 9,200 reviews. So let's see what these 1-star ratings say. I loved Priory, but I'm struggling to care at 20% and just can't continue. This book is boring. An absolute waste of $30. I hated every character. Plot was the same as Priory in all the worst ways. ended up skim reading the last couple hundred pages because I wanted it to be over. That is crazy that you only skim read the last 100 pages, which were practically the most pivotal, important pages in that damn Bible of a book. How dare you? You should have read it and should have digested it, and you would understand how good it is. This one's incredibly rude. I was going to write a whole review that listed all of the reasons I dislike this book, and maybe I will eventually once I get all of my thoughts in order, but the thought of it literally makes me so tired right now. Samantha Shannon, for $1, learn about pacing and characters' voice/development. That is so rude. How could you put a review targeting the author like that for the way that they wrote the story? Like, come on. Okay, one last one. Exhausting. The Priory of the Orange Tree took me only 10 days, but this one took me 13 months, which says a lot, I fear. And I get it, but again, like, you could be entitled to your wrong opinion. Alright, so my next 5-star read was The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. This one's averagely rated at 4.3 stars with 2 million ratings and 215,000 reviews. Oof, getting spicy from the jump. DNF'd at 55. Patroclus felt like a bystander in his own story, watching Achilles shine while fading into the background, and Achilles was difficult to like. We're told that Patroclus and Achilles love each other, but they didn't click to me. The pacing dragged and nothing much happened. I totally understand like how Patroclus did kind of like fade into the background, giving Achilles like the spotlight, but I feel like that was more of a love language / relationship dynamic in a sense that was trying to be presented throughout the story. And I disagree with love for each other not really clicking. I feel like their relationship really did have some very important pivotal points, all the way from their childhood days all the way to the very last chapter of the book. I guess just everyone has different views and opinions on what relationships and what love should look like, which goes back to the same theme of reading is subjective. Oh man, the way that this one starts, I would give a well thought out and well constructed review, but I'm feeling messy AF and can't be unbothered, so here it goes. I'm so sorry, but y'all are cooked for thinking this book was good. Boring, no character development, no real moral of the story. It dragged on and on and on, and for what? The story was so boring and pointless. The writing style was the worst I've ever read. The rambling and stream of conscience style was honestly the worst. Couldn't hate this book more. Saws. XO. That is so unhinged, and honestly I love this person for that. But you know, everyone's entitled to their wrong opinion. That's gonna be the theme of this video today. Everyone's entitled to their wrong opinion and pop off, but there's a lot of things to love about this book. Okay, one more, guys. It is hard to think of another word to describe this novel. It is touted as a retelling of the Iliad. It is no such thing, but rather a travesty of that famous epic poem. The Iliad is incredible, a story of heroes and gods and a magnificent tale of war and warriors, probably the greatest war story ever told. It is a story of anger, love, violence, passion, heroism, bravery, other words of humanity. If any, this is a young adult version, but it will be cruel to inflict this version upon children. Cruel. Guys, there's no way. I first read the Iliad at 9 years old in the Classics Illustrated comic book version. That was much better than this book. Miss Miller turns the hero of the Iliad, Patroclus, a great warrior in his own right, into a lovesick puppy. The greatest hero, Achilles, a spoiled brat. I could go on and on about how bad this book is, but do not want to waste any more of my time. Oh wait, I thought of another word to describe it. Crap. People really have no filter sometimes. That's crazy. To say that this book would be cruel to inflict upon children truly is telling of the type of person that this person is. Hint hint, wink wink. And babes, you literally said at the beginning it's a retelling of the Iliad, right? Retelling. It's being retold. It's not gonna be copy pasted. Review don't piss me off. Let's move on to the next 5-star book. Okay, let's do one more. The last one's gonna be The Possession of Alba Diaz by Isabel Canas. This was a magnificent, beautiful, perfect, delicious, amazing 5-star read for me, and I have not stopped thinking about it ever since I finished it, and I cannot wait to reread it this year and every year moving forward. So let's see what these 1-star reviews are saying. So it's rated an average of 3.88 out of 14,000 ratings and 3,000 reviews. Let's see these 1-star reviews, guys, because now I'm a little nervous that I'm gonna be so pissed off I'm gonna have to take the rest of the day off. This one, guys. This probably was not for me, but I think it takes talent to make demonic possession effing boring. mainly because this book is not a possession horror novel. It truly feels like Canas was more interested in writing the most generic historical drama romance, and then a demon, I can't even say, a demon wandered on set. That's why I don't agree. I really cannot agree with that at all. I feel like the horror elements, literary devices that Canas used in this book for it to be a horror were really effective, and the romance with more of the subplot in this book, the historical setting is what elevated the horror elements for me. So that's a crazy review that I don't agree with. Lots of reviews that just say boring, so I'm not gonna even waste my time getting more elevated of blood pressure. The premise is interesting, but I felt this writing to be lackluster. Despite being a horror story, I felt no tension or suspense nor anticipation. Granted, I only read 20% of the book, but everything felt very emotionally, atmospherically flat, while the characters themselves seemed to have no dimension. And this is another 1-star review. Why are you, as a reader reviewer, submitting a review for a book that you did not? Someone please explain it to me. Sound off in the comments. Explain to me why you would do that. Because I do not get it. I need to understand. Maybe I could try to see it from your point, but I do not. That is not only tarnishing the reviews online for the book, but it's also probably tarnishing the author's feelings. Like, come on guys, if you actually read through the book all the way and you freaking hated it, like you read it at to a certain point, sure, put your 1-star review. I'm all for it. But if you did not finish it, why are you leaving a review with a 1-star? Leave your review stating you DNF'd it, but don't put a star rating. Come on, guys. I thought we were better than this. Girl, I don't even know what just happened. I think I blacked out because I can't tell you a single thing that happened in this book except that they kept playing with Mercury, so they probably have Swiss cheese brains. What? I'm dead. That's crazy. A very bad romance with a very passive, whiny, and unlikable protagonist. It wasn't even creepy. There isn't even an interesting backstory to the possession. Woof. I think I'm done. Like, I can't anymore. Like, how are people so rude to these amazing books? Like, it just... Well, there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching me be stressed out over all of these crazy reviews that these people are leaving online for some of my favorite books. I could never, I think. Like, as much as I may hate a book, I would never dog on the book and the author, especially the author. Like, what did the author do to you for you to dog on them so hard like that sometimes? Like, I'm still thinking about the Samantha Shannon one. It's like, if you didn't like the book, fine, but don't go so aggressively against the author. Like, what did they do to you? But anyways, that's neither here nor there. If you like this video, make sure to go ahead and give me a like and subscribe to my channel, and make sure to hit the notification bell so you're notified every single time that I post a new video. Let me know if you do like this style of video. I could definitely turn it into a little series just because this is the second one that I do. And honestly, if you enjoy watching me get upset, I'm pretty sure that many people probably enjoy watching me get upset because, oh gosh, I got nothing nice to say about some of these reviews. But with that, my beautiful darlings, let's get hooked.